Which is funny how almost every foreigner has something to say badly about African Americans. Even Africans sometimes have to say about African Americans, but then everybody comes to America trying to be African American.
I'm going to speak for my whole country. Love Jamaica. But I think quite a few Jamaicans think that you guys play the victim a lot. Like outsider looking in, it's like, gosh, them complain about everything. Look how much opportunity them have. Look how them can work. Look how them can buy $1 burger. Mm-hmm. And them over there complain. Mm-hmm. And that is how I was preconditioned, if I'm being totally honest. They're like, Shante,
it makes sense.
Yeah, don't go over there and waste the opportunity. Don't go over there and start complaining. Work for your own focus. And so that's always been my mindset. We're so focused on just making it. I really want to emphasize that. But sometimes when you just are focused on, you're going to eat, you're not think say somebody a touch you. You're not think say, I'm not have the right temperature. We're hungry. What y'all gonna do?
The way how African Americans prioritize blackness isn't necessarily the same way in which an immigrant would prioritize their blackness. So, you know how African Americans will say, oh, black writer, black creator, black artist, black lawyer, black doctor, black woman in STEM. No, when we come to this country, it's immigrant or nationality. Maybe our careers next, and then whatever else comes after that. So immigrant, Jamaican, marketer, whatever else comes after that. The issue that you're having is we don't see ourselves as one of you. And the reason that we don't see ourselves as one of you is not because of blackness. We just see ourselves as an outsider.
The issue that you're having is we don't see ourselves as one of you. And the reason that we don't see ourselves as one of you is not because of blackness. We just see ourselves as an outsider.
So now let's move forward. So as an immigrant, I'm here in this country. What do I want to do? Put my best foot forward. What do my parents want to do? Put their best foot forward and give us the best opportunity they possibly can. Thank you, Lord, for my parents because they did exactly that. But it's my turn as their child to hold the baton. And one thing I always say, my parents did not risk their lives to get to America for me to get involved in some political warfare. My parents did not risk their lives for me to get to America, for me to sit here fighting people all day. That makes absolutely no sense. And I think because you guys have never taken that level of a risk, you don't understand that level of responsibility and accountability. That's really the problem here. Because if you really risk your lives to have something, if you really risk your life to get something, you're not willing and ready to throw it away.
You're just fully American. You're African American, bro. That's it. How was that see you in 30? That wasn't an insult. That was strictly, you're black. You're not Trinidadian. You're not Jamaican. You're not African. You're not, word. You're not Ghanaian. You're not Dominican. You're not Puerto Rican. You're not Cuban. You are American.
I farted so loud.
Black Americans people, I don't like them because they take lots of drugs.
Really, that's what I think.
But have you met any Black Americans in real life?
No, like in the movies. I didn't meet them.
Now, what do you think about the Black American culture?
Fucked up. I'm sorry. Is it like okay, the fucked up humanity group that's Black Americans, yeah. And I actually feel bad for saying that. It's true. I know it's true.
Now, why do you believe that?
Because they mostly don't belong where they are. They're Americans. We all know they're Americans. They know they're Americans, but they don't belong there because they are minor. One for that. They are minor, and the racism and everything. They don't belong there actually. So they belong here, and they are not here. So they are fucked up.
That's really interesting.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
So I had this tweet by McBeanie _ and they said African Americans are by far the worst representation of Black people. They are obnoxious, self-righteous assholes that make people's lives a living hell anywhere they go. And then she got like 390 likes.
Is she also Black?
No, I don't know what she was. But this is
Okay.
what she said. Yeah.
Wow. That's really a lot of hate, I feel like. But like my mom would agree with that comment. She would agree with that post. She would say like, you know, lazy, like loud, rude, all the negative connotations.
That's interesting. So let's explore that.
That's really interesting.
But I also will say that, like, my parents definitely came over here with stereotypes about African Americans.
When Africans are immigrating to the United States, their idea of African Americans, like, take away modern times where we have like the internet and everything, it's coming from TV, right? Where they're just seeing these rappers and these music videos, and you're seeing these movies and TV shows with people shooting guns and like cussing.
Ignorance from our parents as well. Our parents say things to us in which, at least I can't speak for African Americans, but I know Africans, our parents say things to try to get us to stick with other Africans instead of branching out. And for that festered, so now it just lives on as we get older.
Okay, so I agree with her in that aspect, but also another thing I feel like isn't talked about enough is the way our parents will talk about Black Americans. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, our parents are not respectful. They will say things to try to instill within us to divide away from them, but like being lazy or not as clean or stuff like that. And I feel like that also helps perpetuate the divide, which also needs to be acknowledged.
Okay, so growing up, I had this ideology from the media, from people around me, that African Americans were these ghetto, noisy, arrogant, aggressive, just criminal.
So I think this was the intent of my elders as they reminded me to stay away from akatas. Akata is a derogatory term for African Americans. I didn't understand why at the time, because I knew nothing about propaganda, media, or anything else we'll discuss today.